As you can see, it's pretty close. All right, today is the day. We're going to be using those helper springs and see if we can get this car lower. Let's remember what she looked like before. We'll see if we can eliminate some of the gap. Let's get started. So next, I guess we'll just get a baseline. We'll measure up the distance between the two collars here, and that way, if I'm rubbing a bunch or that type of stuff, I can put it back to what it was before. So the distance between the two are 3 1/4. Whew. Okay, so I got the first coilover dud. I'm all stuffy, but I got the first coilover done. It was seized, so it took me a while to break it, but as soon as I did, we were good. So yeah, you guys seen what this looks like before. I already have it set. I'm gonna move on to the other side and I'll update you from there. So I got the wheel back on. We're gonna just check it to see what it looks like. This is just an approximate because I haven't done all the corners yet, but it'll give us a good idea of how it's sitting. So let's just drop it and see what it looks like. Let's try to go slow on this jack here, little bit by little. So that's how we're sitting. I'm thinking I'm gonna go another 1/4 inch. There's still like a finger, so I think, yeah, I'm gonna just go about another 1/4 to keep it safe. And so I thought it'd be neat to look at the differences so far. So that's the lowered side. We're gonna go about another 1/4 inch lower, and let's go around the car. This is the unlowered side. Significant difference. So I guess we'll just keep going. We'll drop the other side a 1/4 inch more, and then we'll go over to this side and drop it the same. Then onto the rears. All right. So we got the right side dud. Sorry, I'm really stuffy. Probably said that twice already. So we've got the right side dud. We're gonna put the wheel on, and then we're going to drive the car in the garage and pull apart the rears and get those helper springs on. Hopefully I can get it done today, but I'm not too sure. Ooh, only time will tell. All right. All right, so where we're at is we're just gonna start to get the suspension pulled out of the car. So we're gonna do that by taking out some of the preload. That way, when we pop the top, the spring doesn't come flying out at us. Um, the wheels need to come off, and then we can start to lower it. We'll install the helper springs, and we'll just go from there. Okay, so update time. So far, we've pulled the collar here so that we can spin the shock. We've loosened this collar and this collar so that it's loose. You can see there. We're gonna be pulling this bolt here. You can't see it. That bolt there, and then in the trunk, we're gonna be pulling the bolts there, and then it should come out, and then we should be able to put in the new helper springs to see, and we can see what it looks like. All right, so we got the coilover out from the rear left, and I guess the first step is to pull the top bolt, and we'll see
Daddy,
what's next. Oh, you're done? Okay.
Where can I put it?
Here, give it to me. All right, great. So we got the coilover out of the car. We're going to be taking this nut off. On their website, they say an impact wrench or an impact gun will allow you to take this off. They also say when you're putting it back on to just torque it down for like a second. Any longer, you can damage the coilovers. But we're gonna try and take it off right now. I have this impact gun from Milwaukee. It's pretty sick. Alrighty. Looks like it came off fine. Alrighty. Cool. So let's get the helper springs and install them. All right, so just like I was saying, yeah, this goes in between the spring and the helper. So it goes a little something like that. Nice. Should be good. Alrighty. Hi guys, welcome back. It's been about a week and my car has been in this garage this whole time. In the last part of the video, or I got helper springs, I installed them, but they ended up being the wrong side. Oh, that's weird. So we're just gonna swap these out there and get this thing dialed the right way. All right, guys, so here's a coilover that we just took out of the car. As you can see, the reason that I'm doing this is because what was happening was, though that the helper springs do work, the diameter was just slightly off. So we're just going to quickly pull the nut off the top of the shock, and I've already taken out the preload out of the suspension, so we're just gonna quickly drive it off, and then I'll be able to show you the differences between the two helper springs. Just place them. See the differences there? This guy is the diameter is slightly larger, so it's made for my suspension. So we'll just kind of place it back on, and as you can see, it fits perfect right around the shock or the coilover. I'll just place it back on. It's perfect. So here it is, all installed, reinstalled back into the car. As you can see, the new helper spring with the green collar looks real good. We'll go ahead and do the other side, and then we'll get this guy off of the jack stands and see what it looks like on the ground. All right, so now that we're finished, let's just take a look at it quickly. As you can see, it's pretty close. I'm probably gonna have to lift it up a bit, maybe like 1/4 of an inch or something like that. Here's the rears. I did manage to roll it a little bit more, but we'll see if we hear any sounds when we take it out. That's my next door neighbor's Civic. Looks sick. And that's this side. Definitely I'm gonna have to tweak the suspension a little bit, but for now I think we're in a good place. All right, well, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you on the I'll see you guys on the next one.